Hi beauty fam, welcome back to MikiCarrBeauty. I'm MikiCarrBeauty and on my channel I love to talk about luxury skincare, beauty, and sometimes luxury goods. And today I am trying out and reviewing the new Hermes eyeshadow. I got the 06 Burgundy one, and this is the packaging, this beauty here. I have it on my face, so I do this look and show you a demo. I let you know what I think of the formula and the price, and then I finish with Hermes, the bronzer, and I try on 4 of the Hermes lipsticks that they sent me to try out as a sample. So, and I have a lipstick here from Hermes if you want to check that out. So if that interests you, then keep watching. But before we continue, remember to subscribe, like, and comment. Helps out engagement on my channel. Go ahead and click that button to subscribe and click all so you get notification of all my videos when they go up online. So with that out of the way, beauty fam, let's begin and try out this beautiful Hermes eyeshadow quad and do this face. So we're going to try out this new Hermes color palette set of 4 eyeshadows. And again, I picked up the shade 06 Ombres Mordorees. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I picked this up at Nordstrom, and when I purchased this quad, they also sent a little sample set of their lipstick, and I think a lot of you are familiar with their lipstick, and actually has a little sample of my favorite shade of the Hermes lipstick, Rose Espèce or Rose Spice. So I'll try some of these today along with this look. So this is what the packaging looks like. It looks similar. It's actually probably smaller than the bronzer I have, so I'll show that in a minute. This has beautiful packaging. As some of you know, Hermes has beautiful packaging, the ubiquitous orange that they have. And it says that 72 to 98% of the ingredients are of natural origin, depending on the texture and shade. Powders with a matte, satin, and iridescent finish, intense with luminous colors. Made in France. So this is what the box looks like. Okay, it shows you that the upper square is the neutral base. The one on the right top is a light accent color up here. And the bottom left is the surprise color, the one that's the bright color. And then the bottom square is a dark color or a liner, this one here. So let me take it out. This is what the packaging looks like. Beautiful box. I always keep these. Opening this up for you here. And it always comes in this kind of canvas. It's not canvas, it's a kind of a durable pouch here. And then here is the pouch. And that is the packaging. And then there's this little, there it is, this little hidden pocket of the little brush. Okay, so that is the tiny brush. It says Hermes, totally cute. The packaging seems pretty soft, and I will probably keep it in its dust pouch. And the dust pouch has this orange here, so you can see where you're packing your brush away. And let me just, in terms of size, this is the Hermes blush I have, and this is the eyeshadow quint. So it's definitely smaller. Let me just kind of show you that back to back. Again, here's the bronzer, and then this is the quint. So much smaller packaging. The packaging design is the same. It has the Hermes logo here, and I got shade 06. And here is what it looks like. Super pretty. I have to admit, I've seen probably 2 reviews of this. I usually try not to watch people's reviews, but if I'm on the fence about a product, if I'm going to not get it or not, I watch reviews just like you all, because I'm not sure if I want to get it. So I decided to at least get one. These are very, very spendy. And so I wanted to try at least what Hermes was putting out in terms of an eyeshadow and the formula. I want to show you the size because I think what I've heard people say is that they're surprised of how small these little eyeshadow pans are. So I'm just putting these up for comparison. So compared to, this is my Charlotte Tilbury Star Aura, you can see that these square pans or rectangles are even smaller than those. And this is a pretty small quint. The Charlotte Tilbury is already in a small quint. So you can see in terms of the size how these are running small. Quint here, I have my Petite Mattes quint here. So you can see that they're not as small as the Viseart square pans, but they are pretty close. I mean, the Hermes is a little bit bigger. I have Chanel here, so you can see even the Chanel circles are bigger than their Hermes ones. And then here is Dior, and this is their Hermes. So you can see really when people are saying it's really small, it's small. So I have to admit, I was also kind of really surprised when I saw how small this was. But we're gonna go with it. My eyes are primed and prepped. Still wear testing this concealer by Gucci, and I have to say I'm not really impressed by it. On my face, my base is NARS Vanuatu, along with DANESSA MYRICKS. And I picked this because I don't have a color story exactly like this. I saw it compared a lot to that Pat McGrath one that came out a couple years back, and I don't have that, so I decided to get this. Plus I'm really big about burgundies, and it's a great fall color. Okay, so when it comes with this really tiny brush, I'm gonna be honest, I don't see myself using this. I'm not one of those people that's gonna bring it and like do my makeup this way. It's either on or it's off, and then I do it with my regular brushes. Okay, I'm going to dig into that beautiful burgundy color, taking a classic crease from Sonia G, and then dipping my brush into this. And it has a pretty good size mirror. It's okay. I mean, it's pretty small still. Ooh, that's pigmented. Ooh, that was way more than I needed to put down. Okay, just know that those are, at least this surprise color is pigmented. Okay, that is way more pigmented than I wanted that to be. So now that I know, I'm gonna go in lighter and just kind of build up from the V here. And just so you all know, I'm pretty picky about my eyeshadows, and I am not easily impressed by just the brand name and all that. And even if a brand has been great in the past, it's like quad by quad or color curation by color curation for me. So I'm not gonna just keeping it real, if all this is worth whatever you're paying or we're paying. Okay, I have to say the matte of this like surprise shade is very pigmented. Is it the best matte I've tried? No, but it's pretty pigmented. It's not as seamless or easy as Viseart mattes. Viseart mattes are kind of like my like holy grail, I would say. But that's pretty good. This is pretty good. I'm grabbing a mini booster, Sonia G, and I'm gonna go into that brown shade, this chocolatey matte color. And again, where you place it is where it's going to be the darkest. And it's, yes, it's just as pigmented as that burgundy shade, which is a nice surprise. Okay, so what I'm doing is just kind of dragging it out. And just so you all know, I did not plan to do a smoky look. It was just that I was not ready for the pigmentation on that burgundy. So getting in, so you can see how pigmented that burgundy is. Taking a Sonia G soft shader, I'm going into what they call the neutral base. This is like the gold. No fallout so far. This is really pretty. There's a bit creaminess in this, I'm gonna guess. It's not as creamy as the Prada. And I'm just trying to compare with formulas I have. maybe it reminds me a bit like Natasha Denona. Better than Pat McGrath in terms of like, it's not as impactful or editorial, but it's not crumbly. And I don't think it's causing me to have a creepiness on my eyes, which kind of is the demographic, right? Like, they're not going for the Sephora crowd. They're going for a crowd that's going to have the money to afford this, and presumably someone who is likely older. Taking my Smith 253 brush, this one has an arrowhead, and going into this kind of pop shade here. Okay, and then I'm going to just line the bottom with some of this burgundy shade. And I do want to go a little bit lighter, just because now I know it's super pigmented. And then going into this brown shade where it says they want people to use it like a liner, I'm going into a Flat Definer by Sony G and just using that to add dimension, using it as a liner. Okay, so that's it. I think what I'm going to do at least is take a clean Wayne Goss squirrel hair brush, and I often do this, like kind of like buff out the edges because they're pretty dramatic, but it works for me with my hooded lids that usually, at least with my eye shape, I like to take it beyond the crease because I just want to maximize the space I have. That's really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to finish with eyeliner and come back. So here I am with the finished eye look of the Hermes 06. Okay, so I'm going to finish off my look with the Hermes bronzer. I have this in 04 Cyan. I'll put up the link to my review of this bronzer. I actually tried 03 and 04, and this is the one I ended up keeping and the one I love the best. And I'm grabbing a Chikuhodo squirrel hair brush because this goes on pretty pigmented. And there's technically 3 different colors, but I just end up swirling it because there's really no way to individually get those colors. And then what I like to do, because it tends to be pigmented, I kind of tap it on my hand. And I love this mirror. It's really big. It's a lot bigger than what you're getting, at least with the eyeshadow palette. I love this bronzer. It's blurring. It's one of my favorite bronzers. So pretty. And I do, again, I love this mirror. It's big enough. I would say this is like definitely over 3 inches of, maybe 3 inches across, whereas this palette, it's probably like 2 inches across. So I'm going to show you the difference. Definitely a marked difference. This is smaller and the bronzer is bigger. I do use this mirror a lot. So I try to do my makeup with this. It was a little bit small, but it was fine in a little pinch. So I got the little sample packet of their lipstick through Nordstrom, and I have the color Rose Epice 21, and this is what it looks like. It's well loved, well used, and it's that color down here. This is Rose Epice. Is very warm, but it's so pretty. I love this. It's so cute, this little packet. It has a little lip brush, which it's so cute, and I'm totally not going to use it. Okay, so the Rose Boys, it's a 48 matte. So this Rose Boys 48 matte Rouge H85 satin finish. This is like a deeper red color. Ooh, that's pretty. Rouge Cacique 64 matte. This one here. Color here. Ooh, that's really bright. Oh, it's almost pink. Okay, so I'm going to show you the Rose I'm going to show you the Rose. I'm going to show you the Rose Épicée. It's a 21 satin color, and this is like one of my favorite lipsticks. There is a slight smell to a scent. It's their perfume for the Hermes lipstick. And it's the same scent they have for that's in this product here. So again, this is Rose Spice, number 21 satin. It's a bit more orange. This is more of a warm look with the burgundy. Okay, this is Rose Boise 48 Matte. Oh, this is really pretty. It's like a beautiful everyday color. This one here. Oh, I like it. Kind of brightens up my face. I like that one. The other one's too orange, but this is like a nice everyday. I might have to get this color. What do you tell me what you think? So I'm digging into the Rouge Satiné. This is number 85. Ooh, that's a really nice color for fall. Okay, let me just put it on correctly because it looks satiny, but it's more of a satiny matte. Okay, that's so pretty. Oh, I think this lipstick complements this look. It's like a very like brick, sexy, deep red. What do you think? I love this color. It's so nice. So pretty. It's this one here. And, you know, forgive me, I'm using this Sicily brush. It's actually, it's meant to be a concealer brush, but I actually just use it as a lipstick brush because traditional lipstick brushes are too small for my lips because I have big lips. Ooh, I love this one. So pretty. I mean, I don't need any more reds, but look at this red. It's just like a sexy red brown, a little bit brick. I'm feeling myself in this one. Okay, so I don't want to take this off, but I'm going to show you the last one, which is Rouge Classic. Okay, Rouge Classic number 64. Okay, this is the one that feels like the most matte out of the bunch, even though that Rose one was matte also. But this is so out of my comfort zone. Okay, so ignoring the eye look, this orange is very pretty. It's definitely out of my comfort zone. I think it's with the right outfit and the right color story, I think it would be really pretty. I just think maybe the summer, or if I was wearing just something different, I think it just, sorry, it makes my teeth look really, really white. I have to say I'm really impressed with all of these Hermes lipsticks, and Beauty fam, like, these are ridiculously overpriced. Like, these are expensive lipsticks, but that's a really pretty color, right? I think with the right outfit, that would look really, really nice. So this is Rouge Classic 64 Matte. It's this color here. And the one I had before was up here. It was a satin one, which is a 85 Satiné Rouge H. I started off with Rose Spice, which is more of like an orangey nude, and then orangey, yeah, Rose Spice 21, and then I really like this Rose Boys 48 Matte as like an everyday. Okay, so not with this look, although like it's hard for me to find orangey red lipsticks, and if I was going to pick one, this is really nice. It's so interesting how this looks here. It's that one down here. Okay, so I re-swatched all these colors, and I'll tell you the names again of these because it can be confusing. So on top is Rose Épicée or 21, and that's the one I own. The next one, and this one is a satin finish. This one is Rose Boys 48, and that's a matte finish. This third one is Rouge H 85 Satiné, and that's the one I have on my lips. And the last one here, this like kind of really popping coral orangey one, is Rouge Classic KASAQUE, and that's a matte formula. So 2 mattes and the 2 satin formulas. And I think I picked this because it seemed like the best in terms of this look. Okay, I'm gonna finish with this blush because I actually don't own any Hermes blush, if you can believe it. Okay, so let's talk about this quad. I picked this up from Nordstrom. It retails $108, a whopping $108. So you do the math, divide it by 4 after tax, how much you're paying for each of these small little eyeshadow pans. And has an applicator brush here that applicates an applicator brush in lacquered wood. It is so teeny tiny. I'm not saying it's a toothpick, but it's so teeny tiny. Here we go. There you go. The object is presented in an orange box. This one, the ubiquitous Hermes box. Okay, so in this collection, I believe there's 5, maybe 6 eyeshadows. I ended up picking up this color because I thought for this price, I better be able to use it like all the time and not just if I happen to be wearing a blue outfit or a green outfit. And also, this is one of my most used colors, especially in the fall of my wardrobe, is either like plums, burgundies, and that's really kind of my color story. So I got one that was like the most versatile for at least for me. It's called Ombres Mordorees, a golden horizon illuminated with delicate bronze accents that echo the radiant embers of autumn's warmth. Okay, so there's refills to this. I guess you use the pin push at the back. And that's the same thing with the Hermes blushers at some point. Who knows? I don't know if I'll ever pan this, but I do use this a lot. But the H is still intact. Let's see. The Hermes embossing will definitely come out. And what else can I say? I mean, some people don't like the packaging. I actually do like it. I mean, it's better than Chanel's. Chanel's hasn't like updated their packaging in years. So I actually like this kind of like sleek packaging. I think people were just kind of thought this was a little chintzy and cheap. So I get that, especially for the price. And then you see other luxury packaging like Prada Beauty and then SUQQU or Tom Ford. They just have nicer packaging. And this is, you know, they could do better in terms of the material. But I do like the design, just the material, not so much. I do like this kind of like mattified edge. I think it's really, really sleek and elegant. Okay, let's talk about the size. The size is small. I have to be honest, when I opened it, I was like, wow, that's really small for $108 plus tax dollars. So kind of disappointed that the pans are so small. To be realistic though, I have so much makeup, will I ever pan it? Probably not. I mean, it's refillable if I ever want to replace the colorway. So what I think is replaceable refill is the entire colorway, not the individual pans. So that's kind of a bummer. I can see myself like panning these colors more than the brown. So if you pan one of these, you have to buy the whole set over. I'm curious to see how much the refill will cost. Let's talk about the quality. I think the quality is really, really nice. It reminds me a little bit of Natasha Denona without the fallout. So I love Natasha Denona. That's featured a lot on my channel, and Pat McGrath. And this reminds me, like, the impact of this quad reminds me of the Prada Beauty. Now, not everyone liked that quad or that formula. I actually really love it, but it's more like cream to powder. And I think this will be more wrinkle aging eyes friendly than Prada and even the YSL. So some of you, and I'll link those reviews. I do a Prada review up here and I'll put it below. And then I did a YSL review. I'll put it up here and below. The YSL formula I did not like, and it's not, you know, just don't come at me. It's not, I can see why people like it, but for 2 reasons I didn't like it. No, 3. Like the packaging fell out, which was a known issue. Other beauties had let me know that their packaging had fallen out, and I talked about that in my video. The shimmer shades, they were very crumbly, and it kind of migrated all over my face and into my eyes. And the third thing is that if you have a nut or almond oil allergy, which I do, I have an almond allergy, like you can't use it because of the formula is made out of almond oil. So I just, for all the reasons it being broken, I just ended up returning it. And just like the quality, it's so pretty on the eyes, but she was kind of a hot mess. And like, if I'm gonna go for a hot mess of a gal, it's gonna be Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath, just because the impact is there. I think the YSL was like overhyped. This reminds me of elegant makeup that has more impact. And let me get in so you can see. This is definitely going to be more impactful than Chanel, which I appreciate because Chanel is not going to have a lot of impact. It's been known that's like a very subtle kind of elegant look. So if you're looking for something that has a little bit of va-va-voom, especially the shades, they're going to have an impact. So this surprise shade or the bold shade definitely showed up on me, as you saw, and actually scaled it back and buffed it out. So it ended up looking a little bit more like wearable through the day. I can see myself using this a lot. The only other palettes I can think of that have burgundy would be this, but this is more like purpley, if that makes sense. The closest would be this one. Now this is the Natasha Denona palette, the retro palette, and those are the ones that are a little bit red. And this here is the Hermes, and these are Natasha Denona. It's a little bit softer and less pigmented. It actually has a little bit more brown. And then the other quad or palette that I could think of was the Chanel Intensité. It reminds me a lot about this quad, which I got last year. Similar vibes, right? It has the gold. It doesn't have the light shade, but it leans a little bit purple with the bottom two cool shades. But the top two, here we go. That looks similar, right? So this is Chanel. That's Chanel. And I'm just going to swatch the one corresponding shades. So, okay, so the shimmer, let me even do this one here. Yeah, so the Chanel one has a little bit more rose gold and higher impact, where this is more muted. This is Hermes at the bottom. So there's no dupe for the shimmer shade. And the one from Chanel is a little bit more red, whereas this is more a toned down burgundy, a little more brown. I'd have to say I think I like the matte in the Hermes better, just because it just blended out really, really nicely. But I love this quad, so I'm actually gonna pull that out and use it this week. So yeah, I have to say I'm glad I've tried it. You know, the question is it going to be worth $108? I don't know if I could answer that for you all. You all have your own budget. You're all adults on how you spend your money. Is it a must-have? I would say no. For me, I review makeup and I like to try out new formulas. I don't think I'm compelled to go out and get the other colorways, and that doesn't happen. Like when I'm really excited about the performance and colorways and packaging of releases, I usually, my marker is like if I want to get the others and try them out. For example, I did not want any more YSL. I tried out the Prada Beauty formula and colorway and packaging. I love everything about that Prada Beauty release, and also I know some people did not like it. But you know, this is why makeup and beauty and all those things are subjective. So I love that colorway. And it was a lot cheaper. Now this is $108 and there's like 5 other colorways. I was interested in the blue one and then the green one. And not so much the cool tone one, because that can be duped, at least for me, 10 times over with what I have. But I don't know if I would get this like a different colorway just because of the price. And I didn't think it was like that unique enough to get the other colorways because I can dupe them. But if you're interested in trying out this product and this formula, I would say try it. Like, get the colorway you think you're going to use the most or want the most. And I was really tempted again to try the blue and the green because those are fun colors. But in my mind, I was like, okay, if I'm going to spend this much on an eyeshadow palette with only 4 shadows, I'm going to pick a colorway that I know I'm going to use on the daily that's more flexible, right? And more like everyday. And for me, at least of my lifestyle, the blues and the greens are not an everyday that has, I usually have to match it. I usually match it with my clothes. And for me, I could wear it, I'm wearing white, I'm not wearing black burgundy, and it's just a beautiful kind of smoky look. Okay, so that's it, beauty fam. That's my review. I think if you want to try it, I'd recommend trying it by picking the colorway you want. I'm not gonna like tell you whether I think it's worth $108. Like, a lot of people spend money on things that are either cheaper or more expensive. I'm not like, that's kind of not my thing. I don't know if it's worth $108. It's Hermes, so I can't really like say like whether or not you should get it based on the price. Do I think you can dupe this? Absolutely. Like, you could get Cindy Grace shadows or just go through your collection and find a dupe for this. So I would say, like, if you're tempted and you're like, you don't want to buy it, go through your collection and then dupe this. I showed you some swatches. You can find me and other YouTubers or Instagram reviewers who have swatched this colorway. For me, I really wanted to try Hermes and their eyeshadows because I like their products. I love their lipsticks. I love their bronzer. I haven't been compelled to try the blush because I'm kind of picky about blush, but you can see it's such a pretty look. So let me know what you think about this look for Hermes. And then that's it, beauty fam. Let me know if you're interested in this release. If you picked up any of these products, if you're interested in one, which colorway are you interested in? What did you think about this look that I came up with? And I will do like a pin below how it's wearing out the day, but there was no fallout, and that usually happens with like a lot of other shimmery palettes. I would say this is definitely like aging friendly, so like with wrinkles and all of that. So let me know what you think. Remember to subscribe and like below and comment below. It helps out engagement on my channel. And then, as always, please be very kind to yourself and others and just be you. Take care, beauty fam, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.